Oh shit, here we go again.
Low, low, man. Low, low, man.
You like contracts, right? You're a contract guy.
I read contracts instead of conventional pornography, yes.
Hey everybody, it's Andrew Esquire, American attorney, and I'm back. Legal Mindset, we teach you to be your own judge. Doing the Tectone files today, but I want to start a little early because I missed everybody. It's been a while since I've been live. I got my regular camera back set up. We got Moodang, and she is rocking the eye of the tiger because I am feeling the fire tiger. I am feeling the eye today. Moodang is back. Mwah. Loved her, missed her. There's a little luggage mishandling, but I got all of my luggage back. So shout out to the airlines getting my luggage back all the way to Bangkok, my home away from home. And Bangkok really is my home. I love it here, guys. Despite my grievances and I'll gripe, and it's election season. I'll tell you guys about a little bit of a crazy story with what went down with me, a little bit of it with electronic cigarettes. We'll do a little bit of that beforehand, a little bit of, just keeping house and talking about what I'm going to be doing and some other stuff before we start the stream. But Moodang's back, and we have two ways for you guys to fund the hat fund because I want to get more hats from Moodang. You can either drop the goal here. When we hit the goal, I'm going to get her new hat. And or also you can go to Ko-Fi, which is pinned, right? And I'm going to put that in the description as well. If you go to Ko-Fi, that's the Moodang Hat Fund. So we're officially funded some hats for Moodang, maybe some cool stuff or some swag from Moodang Hat Fund. So if you guys want to fund that, you got a nice way to do that here. Moodang is indeed a hippopotamus. People call Moodang a lizard. That is not a lizard. That is a Moodang, right? And if you don't know about Moodang, you need to know the blessings of Moodang, right? Moodang taught me tax evasion. Wait, what the? Okay. It is not tax evasion. It is tax minimization. That is the correct word. That's a correct word. Yeah, tiara counts. So if you want a tiara, you know where to go to buy her a tiara, right? Tiara is definitely going to come. This is not the webcam mic. This is my regular mic. This is the audio to sound off. Hold on one second. Oh, yep, that's right. Okay, there we go. I scuffed it, guys. I scuffed it. It was with the wrong mic. So we'll make sure. Oh, I hope I didn't record the fast facts with the wrong mic. Let me check real quick. Did I record the fast facts with the wrong mic? Let me see. Let's see if I recorded the fast facts with the wrong mic. I'm going to check real quick because we need to make sure that that did not happen. There is going to be a fast facts on this one. I know. Actually, I think I recorded with the right one. So I think the fast facts is fine. I think we'll be all right on that one. So there we go, guys. I think we're good here. I think we're good. Scuffed it. Of course, we're going to scuff it coming in, guys. We know I'm all about the scuff. Objection. Tepid National for 10 Canadians. Hey, Andrew, I'm very sorry to cancel membership. No, it happens. I understand life happens. I hadn't forgotten about your help with Korean science fiction lawyers. Life's just rough these days. Please have 10 for beers. You're amazing. Thank you. Actually, I will be a little candid here, guys, and this is just me being real. Once again, I'm not trying to hide anything. I've been trying to lay down on the alcohol and get that under, not be drinking as much. That caused me some problems. So I am trying to resort to other vices, and I shout out to Legal Vices, my old friend Jeff, who got me thinking about cigar smoking and smoking instead of drinking, right? And Lou, because I need a vice. I'm a man who needs a vice. And I've been trying to smoke instead of drink. And I was very upset. And this is a little legal mindset story here. I posted on X, but I was very upset that my favorite e-cigarette was confiscated by the 5-0 here. It's election season in Bangkok. They're doing quota lock, quota checkpoints everywhere. So I had the electronic cigarette on me, I will admit, and electronic cigarettes are illegal in Thailand. Don't do that.
bad legal mindset, right? So I did get that confiscated from me and have to pay a fine. And I was very mad about that because my favorite e-cigarette. But I have to legally say, I no longer possess any e-cigarettes because those are illegal. Don't do illegal things, guys, especially when you're abroad. It might damage your visa, right? But make sure you're on the straight and narrow. Be good people, be good boys and girls. And yeah, so that was something that happened to me. It was very frustrating for me because if you don't know, and I'll give you guys a little background here, in Bangkok, you can pretty much buy e-cigarettes anywhere. They're on the street. They're available. A lot of cities, stuff like that. And cities enforce their laws differently. Phuket, Pattaya, Chiang Mai, Bangkok, Chiang Rai, they all, Udon Thani, they're all going to enforce their laws differently. And it just happens to be election season. It just happens to be quota season, and they're cracked down on e-cigarettes. So when I got stopped for e-cigarettes, it was me, a Kiwi guy, and a Taiwanese guy, and we're all like, "Well, are you guys in here for the same thing? You're in here for electronic cigarettes? We're big criminal gangsters with our e-cigarettes that are available everywhere." But yeah, no, we'll be there. And my mom, and to defend myself here, my mom said I should start vaping on stream. I'm not going to start smoking cigarettes on stream or cigars on stream because I'm indoors. I'm not going to do that. That's going to mess everything up. But yeah, it's a vice. It's a vice. Mr. Sins Travels says you can sit. Yeah, this guy is in Mr. Sins Travels is in Bangkok. Says you can sit at a restaurant and walk with big carts of vapes. Exactly. So it's like it's very frustrating when something is effectively legal and you can't do it. Like you get in trouble for doing something that's like ubiquitous, and that I've been stealing an e-cigarettes for so long, and yeah, it hasn't never caused a problem until today. So e-cigs, what a loser. Max Mura says Max recommends using nicotine patches. I will be. Yeah, I've got the Zins. He gave me some Zins and some Velos, some Japanese. In fact, let me put a little long cabbage man, and I'm gonna go get what Max Mura gave me.
Hello, man.
Okay, that's enough of the long man. So we got the Zins over here, right? Which of course everybody knows Zin, right? And then this is Velo, and this is the Japanese branding for it. You can see here for all my weebs out there that know the hiragana and katakana, you got in the kanji, right? You got the Velo over here. This is these are I think 6 milligrams, but this was something that Max Mura gave me during a stopover in Tokyo when we were talking. It was very, very, very cool, and it was very good for him to drop that to me. So shout out to Max. He's been a good friend, one of my good expat friends out here for a very long time, the real Max Mira. King Lugia with 5 Legal Mindset memberships. Thank you so much. Yes. In fact, I think I can legally pack one of these to get me through, and I'm going to need some power here because it's the morning, and the reason why I started this early is because I really wanted to get this out. I kind of have the scoop on this, and I'm going to cover the Tectone files in a way that nobody else does. I'm going to try to be impartial, although you guys know I do know. Let me pack this bad boy. Nice back there. Okay, there we go. Okay, I'm going to get some nicotine during this going on. All right, we're doing this. This is not brought to you by Velo or Zin, by the way. They have not given me money. Although we do have our first sponsor on the Fast Facts. You're going to see Delete Me, our first sponsor, courtesy of Mythic. So thank you, Mythic, for hooking me up with Delete Me. That'll be on the Fast Facts. But yeah, thank you for that. Thank you for that. I got to have your legal vices, guys. Note Wagon says, long, man. Chaos Smash, new member. Stay strong, brother. You got this. Thank you so much. And thank you for the help with everything. I may circle back with you on the on fixing my old laptop because I have a reason to get that thing fixed now. So I may be getting that fixed very soon. Sparky says 20 months and I have no life. Sup, Legal Minds. I've been a minute. I know life has been crazy for me. A little bit back and forth from the U.S. I lost my U.S. phone. I had to go get a new one. But I'm back. I'm going to be streaming as much as I can today, maybe tomorrow, and the next day. And I'm going to have some unique content. I want to start doing on the scene, sort of going around and streaming from different places on Kick. So that's going to be Kick exclusive. We're multi-streaming right now on all 3 platforms. Shout out to everybody on every platform. And I want to do that more on Kick and to do some on-scene stuff. So I'm going to try to set up, not IRL stream per se, but, just to have the stuff that an IRL streamer would need to set up remotely and go live. So I'm going to try to set that up for Kick. And then maybe we'll do some gaming content for Twitch. I'm actually thinking about doing some stuff over there as well. So I'm really trying to do different stuff this year. And part of that is because streaming can be kind of a rut. And for me, it can kind of get to me to have to constantly produce in order to hit expectations or hit my own personal goals. And so, but I've said I'm going to focus on quality over quantity. And I was a little bit up in the air what to cover before. There's some Misgift documents, some Ethan Ralph stuff. I could talk about Lucario. Was it Lucario and his 3 terabytes of hentai? But let's face it. Look, back in the day when I was a kid, this is legal mindset confession here. I didn't have 3 terabytes of hentai, but I was a man who partook in the hentai. 3 terabytes is a lot, though. And there's a point at which you need to get away from that and cut that off. And I cut that out of my life. And I think I'm much happier for it. But after having seen every tentacle in the book, and let's make sure Mudang doesn't understand that. So we're going to protect Mudang's ears here. Looks like Mudang is laughing at you. She always is. Rev is this episode. What's up, Base Legal Mindset in chat? What's up? GLRTA sources, first video since 31st October. They missed. No. I am going to have an RKI update. That is one of the things that's coming. If I can get that tomorrow or the next day, I will. Another big thing I'm doing is I'm doing on Kick. I'm going to host more geopolitics stuff because that's more long form and it doesn't kind of fit in with other stuff. I have an interview with somebody who is a very high up in the brass in the U.S. Army, etc., armed forces. So I want to do that on Kick. So that's going to be over there. RKI, he has a trial coming up. And so I want to review the charges and get that prep for that. I'm not going to be going over what RKI does to try to prompt people into responding to him. We're just going to talk about the legal stuff. So waiting on Ultra Street Fighter 4 open lobby stream. That'd be cool. I'm not good with fighters. I'm much more of a strategy. I'm much more of a strategy guy. Been cutting down the hentai myself, do better. Honestly, I'm going to be real with you guys. Cutting out generally the adult stuff does a lot for your life, and it takes a lot of your energy. Plus, what I find is, and this isn't just about me, being a Christian or something else like that. No, and there's nothing wrong with enjoying the ladies, right? But I find that it takes your energy. And so if you're spending so much energy on that, like what the hell else could you be doing? I could be creating videos. I could be doing something else instead of, your 3 terabyte fab session that lasts 10 hours, right? It's not good. It's not good. It can be unhealthy. Yeah. Everything in moderation. That's right. That's why I keep my thirsting to just responding to people on X or other platforms with, okay, do I approve of this and allow this or not? Recently, I'm not going to lie to you guys. I've been really into goth Fern and goth Freerin. I got to say, I'm going to post this one up here because this is me getting here. This is a good look. I am about this. Definitely about this. And that's not a sin. It's not a sin to be into goth Freerin, right? That's why she's an emoji on Kick. And shout out to all the folks that help with the emojis and help get those going on Kick. Appreciate that. Games you're gonna be playing, dude. I really want to play the new FFT. I still haven't had a chance to. That's what I really want to play. But maybe Pal World too, to send a statement. And I may have somebody I can play that with. We'll see. Magic Misa as a new member. Welcome. Appreciate you guys here. All right. So let's get rocking with the Tectone files. So I'm going to present to you first the PP, which is going to be part of a fast facts. I'm not going to do all the exposition of the fast facts, but let's just get through this little bit of the basics. And this is mind you, this is part one. I know there will be more documents released in the future. This is just the start, okay? but I know it's a lot. So we're going to go through it all. By the way, also caffeine, my other vice. Got this birdie here. This is a Thai latte, right? Gonna rock in that one. We got the Kretendang, the Thai Red Bull, right? If I need that. I got a backup latte here, and I got 3 waters, okay? And a Kinder Bueno. If I do this well. If I do this bueno, we're going there. Needs more caffeine. Well, let's see which one I got. I'm gonna crack that. You know what? We're going Thailand, right? I'm gonna crack the small one first. It's gonna make things look like it's gonna make the pouch taste like caffeine, but that's fine. That's fine. Okay, let's get into Tectone files. We got our plaintiff here, or our defendant. Our defendant is, of course, the Eggman's, of course, Tectone. And to be honest with you guys, once again, if I'm gonna disclose my bias, and I do have a bias here, I like Tectone. And I'm not going to pretend that I don't like Tectone and I don't like the content he covers, and that some of my bias is towards his defense. So if people want to criticize me and say I'm being very convenient to the defense, I will accept that. But understand, I do indeed try to treat cases like this on all sides, especially when it comes to actual court cases. So I try to give the defendant the best light possible and the plaintiff the best light possible. So we are going to do this with this, and reviewing this, understand that I'm looking at the evidence and I'm doing it case by case and saying, what does this actually mean? And the important thing here is we are in a post-debt world. I'm going to say this a lot, but in a post-debt world, I have covered many of these cases. Khan, I think is it Sadiq Khan? I forget his first name, but in Princeton with his Me Too case. There's been a lot of other Me Too cases out there. Trevor Bauer. Max had me cover that one as well. There's a lot of Me Too cases that end up absolutely destroying men based on the laws in the West. And this is something that I've seen and we've seen. And my channel, yes, I covered Disney and Somali and Vitali and Ethan Klein. My channel blew up during Depp versus Heard. And during that era, everyone before that trial in the mainstream media was pro Amber Heard. And LawTube and the other lawyers out there, shout out to people like Nate the lawyer who does good work, etc. And thank God he recovered from his surgery. We were attacked by mainstream media for being neutral. I was neutral. Honestly, I didn't give a shit about Amber Heard or Johnny Depp. I'm not a Depp stan. I'm not an Amber Heard simp, right? Sorry, Elon. Remember, Elon simp for Amber, and she's probably got some compromise on him. But the important thing is to go in with an open mind and look at the evidence, look at the testimony, right? Look at the evidence, look at the testimony. So that's what we're going to do here today with that. But Depp versus Heard is when I blew up. So I'm treating this like Depp versus Heard. So here's the plaintiff. And I understand that the wife, Frim, I believe, is also a party to this. But the main one is Pikachu. I did not know who this girl was. Still don't know who this is. I think I accidentally once retweeted a photo of her and I didn't even know it was her in the context. So once again, I am outside the streamer bubble. I am over here in Bangkok. I don't know these people. I don't hang out with them. I'm not in the streamer crew. And one thing I can say about this is one of the problems of streamers rating streamers. I'm not going to lie. A lot of times it gets into a point where it's more profitable for the drama of it than for the actual relationship, right? This is Tectone's ex-girlfriend. So all you got to know is Tectone over here was the boyfriend of this girl. That's all you got to know. That's all you got to know. You don't got to follow her. I don't know if she has an OnlyFans. I don't know what you got. I don't know what she streams on, whatever. Like, doesn't really matter. These two dated at some point, right? That's where this is. Sir Guard Pebble Nettle Soup says, I first started watching with the AG Amber Heard Johnny Depp case, but really followed you after Niji, Sal, and Doki. Yeah, exactly. Doki. I haven't forgotten my VTuber side. And I haven't forgot that I promised to do that. I'm sorry, guys. I've had a lot of expenses, travel stuff, other stuff distracting me. But I've not forgotten about my VTuber people. And I may have more VTuber inside stuff in the future, but I got to wait. I got a lot of stuff in the VTuber field that I got to keep confidential. And with every story I want to break that's VTuber, a lot of it are under NDAs, or a lot of it has consulted with me confidentially, and I can't talk about it. So, but if I take confidentiality super seriously. So if someone talks to me privately and says, Andrew, I need your advice, or I need you to talk to me about something, but you can't talk about it, I don't talk about it. I don't talk about it. Doug Diaz for 5. Yes. ECV Titan said, yeah, it wasn't on the Depp versus Turd until Turd told her a hilariously heroic story what happened in Oz. Yeah, the bottle, my dog stepped on a bee. I mean, come on. Magic Misa said, better not forget, I need LawTuber Habanos. Oh, there's more. And there's going to be more coming in, I guarantee you. And there's a lot of great LawTube creators that do a better job than I do. And are better streamers than I am. I just try to make a good, fair summary and balance it out. Okay, so we have the plaintiff there. And one other thing, too, is, and this is very important. Apparently, she's got, according to her own confession, some issues she's dealing with, some trauma, maybe some mental health stuff. I've been very open and candid about my, mental health stuff that I've discovered kind of recently and been working on with therapy and other stuff like that, which really, really helps. And I found it's probably genetic. And it impacts my ability to stream. You can get depression. And if you ever suffered from depression, like I have, it makes it really difficult to create content. You have days that you don't have energy, you don't have drive, you don't really want to do anything. You just want to sit on your couch and watch anime, which I often do. And it sucks. And so I have empathy for her to the extent that she has any of these disorders or whatever else. And I think take those very seriously. I don't want to undermine that at all. Max popping as a new member. Welcome as a new member. Zero. Objection. That. Yeah, it makes it difficult to do anything. You just like don't want to move, and I get that. And it makes it really difficult to stream and to create content constantly because you feel this pressure to do everything. So I just told myself in the new year, I'm going to create the content I want to create when I'm excited about it. And today I'm excited about it, which is why I stayed up all night doing a fast facts and now doing this one. She's goth now. Okay. I like goth. Anyways, opening statements. Okay. So here's an opening statement. This is a background. Pikachu versus Tectone over abuse allegations, both of the sexual kind and emotional kind. From what I understand, there was both. It went down a civil and a criminal route. So civil in terms of the thing that actually was played out and Tectone lost, but criminal. I think there was a police report filed, but there was no criminal case opened. So I see, and we'll get to that in a second here, and that's critical here. That is a important fact. And anybody who skips over that, including all the comment tubers and drama tubers, this is not a joke. You need to not play around with this because you don't want to give Tectone the ability to sue you for defamation. Because if you say certain things, that is defamation against him, right? So Tectone denied the civil case. He accused her of defamation and filed counter evidence, which we're going to get to in some of this. And Tectone lost the civil case. He was ruled liable for SA. The criminal case was dropped as far as I saw. They did not pursue that. Very telling on the criminal side, right? Because the standard boot is over. And Mythic did drop him over this. And just so you know, I didn't consult with Mythic specifically over this episode, but I had a conversation when I joined Mythic. And I said, I am going to cover stuff fairly and impartially. And even if someone was part of Mythic or formerly part of Mythic or had some Mythic relationship, I'm going to talk about it in a legal context. And if they want to drop me over that, that's fine. I don't give a shit, right? I'm just covering this stuff neutrally, right? And Mythic, from what I understand in my own contract and other people's, what I assume are other people's contracts, right? you are allowed to drop people if there are even potential brand damage or if there's anything that could look bad or untoward, etc. So Mythic was within their right to drop Tectone. And from what I understand, he doesn't even hold hard feelings over that. But that can be used to cancel somebody or to paint them into a villain because, oh, they got dropped by their talent agency. Well, no, advertisers want people that are sparkly clean. They want people that don't have any controversy, right? And they're allowed to do that. It's just the way it is. And yeah, the Japanese, someone said the Japanese excuse. Yeah, you can drop somebody if they're not completely somebody you want to endorse. That's the way advertising works. Advertisers are skittish. So Depp versus Heard, for those that don't know, Johnny Depp, Amber Heard, obviously that made it big for me. But in a post-Depp world, we cannot take Me Too at its face and just say, okay, because someone said on the internet that this other person did all these horrible things, that means they're guilty. No, we got to go look at the case. We got to see who won. And in this civil case, for example, with Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, Johnny Depp was vindicated, right? That doesn't mean that Amber Heard was a criminal. She's not a criminal. She's not. But it does mean that it seems like she was not telling the truth about some stuff, right? Okay. So here's my standards here. All evidence is treated at the highest degree because it's officially filed with the court, not just online. So I'm going to be looking primarily at the stuff that's filed. There is some stuff that was put online that I think is very telling. There's a particular text conversation that I think is very telling, and each individual case is evaluated for its impact. So what does this mean? What does this say about the person? Does this mean that Tectone is a horrible, mean, evil person? Or does this mean that he is working through some stuff, right? Got to talk to my editor here. Yep. And talk to Mythic. Okay, there you go. They want me to integrate an ad. That's happening. Okay. And understand that the standard of proof is lower for civil cases. So the standard of proof for civil cases is preponderance of the evidence. The standard for criminal cases is beyond the reasonable doubt. Beyond the reasonable doubt is what I would say a 99% chance that this happened, right? This is a super high chance, not exactly 99%, but very, very high. Preponderance on the evidence is sort of like a 51%, like Kiernoth said, right? That's a very good, one of my OGs here, Kiernoth. It's basically more likely than not. That is not a criminal standard. And at this time, Tectone has not been convicted of any criminal act, so it is still defamatory to call him a criminal. So anybody out there who's calling him a R word, and we're all big boys and girls, and we can assume what that says. I'm not going to say it because we're multi-streaming on YouTube and on Twitch, and I don't want to say that word because I'll be put in the naughty camp. But we all know what that is. He's not convicted of that. So therefore, you saying that can make you defaming someone because that is not true, right? Yet, I'll say that. In defense of Pikachu, I'll say yet. If she goes and proves that, then that's another thing. But that's not been proven, okay? Also, here's some factors based on my research. Yeah, so some saying Mizkif. Did Mizkif say that? If Mizkif dropped the hard R word, maybe. Hassan, did Hassan say that? Maybe there you go. So can Mizkif be liable if he dropped that and accuse him of being a criminal? Yes, Mizkif could. And understand, I'm going to get to Mizkif. Oh, little Mizkif. I'm going to get to him soon. He is clearly deflecting from his own case where he is being dogpiled. Mizkif's case is not going to go well for him. He's trying to lump everybody in and drag everybody else down and say that 3 terabytes of hentai for Lucario, this for Tectone, this and this, calling everybody else's sins out. It doesn't matter who's the sinner. You can still be guilty of the crime. So saying somebody else is a bad person doesn't make you innocent of the thing you're accused of. And I know he's going quote unquote demon time. Although I prefer my demons to be hot goth girls. Just saying. I got no objection. Hot goth girls. Sorry. Even if they got the demon tattoos, I'm still down. God will forgive me. Okay. But listen, there's some other reasons here that I've done some research on, and these are ones that I'm going to be doing more exposure. This is part one, but this is stuff that is relevant. Fat Factor says sponsors will someone drop someone even if the accusation are proven false. Exactly. They just don't want the proximity of the story in respect to the truth. Exactly. And Johnny Depp lost films over this. He lost actual films over this. So understand, Tectone being the next, Johnny Depp doesn't necessarily make him guilty. Sorry, my D-myth is a pit now. Oh no, you get the Tompo. Everybody knows about the Tompo. Never reveal your weaknesses. No, I make my weaknesses into my strengths because I disclose them and I just don't give a shit about them. And the true thing is, when someone wants to use something against you, whether it's blackmail or whatever else, if you don't care, it can't hurt you, right? It literally can't hurt you. So if someone's like, legal mindset, you're a, hold on.
Degenerates. You guys degenerates.
I just say, I don't give a shit. I've always said I am. Who said I wasn't, right? Mudang is her only weakness. Yes. And her lovely hats. Okay. Let's get back into this. We have a Travis County, which has a super female biased outcomes. Just looking at some of the cases and the outcomes in Travis County, it's very pro female. The law is very pro female. It's very pro female conviction on these sort of things. This is relevant. There's something called forum shopping. You go in places where you're likely to get a conviction. Travis County, definitely one of them. We have a potential activist judge with a DV bias. So they did not recuse themselves, and they have a potential background that made them sympathetic to the plaintiff. The jury pool was potentially skewed towards the plaintiff, heavy female bias. I think from what I'm getting in my information, there may have been, I don't know if it's all female jury or just heavy female, and we haven't seen any abusive communications. That's different than misgif, where we have seen potentially abusive communications. Now, that said, I believe that personal relationships and private relationships, dating is messy. And guys, I've had some messy relationships too. I mean, I dated Latinas in the US, right? In Miami, right? We got some messy stuff. And I've had some messy stuff in Asia too. And if you get those texts out of context, you get, these messages of content, it can look really bad. It can look really freaking bad. Right. And I do believe that one of the problems that we have in the West is, and this is US and Canada and stuff like that, is we're able to take one snapshot, one little screenshot of what is a relationship and make it look really bad. But you don't know the context, you don't know the background, you don't know the story, right? And like you said here, yeah, Mr. Happy, it's right. Love and hate are strong emotions. Exactly. Sometimes the girls that I've loved the most, I've also simultaneously hated the most because they are so freaking annoying, and they know how to get you. They know how to do it. They know exactly how to piss you off, right? And unfortunately, some of us, self-included, get a little bit addicted to toxic relationships. It happens, right? You just like it. You like it because the feelings, the high and low of the feelings. And if you've got, I disclose I have bipolar disorder, right? Sometimes with the highs and the lows, if it hits in the right time when I'm feeling a certain way, it can get addicting, right? They know the buttons to press, right? The mental terrorist, right? So I understand this. I'm sympathetic to it. And I think a lot of this stuff should be kept private and should not be in the courts. That's my personal opinion. Spider, so what's up, base legal mindset? That's right. Hold on. We need a based reaction for base legal mindset. What do we got here?
Hello, beso department.
Word addictions, police report, or it's BS. That's right. Well, there was a police report filed. They did not go forward with it. So earlier someone said, what do you mean dropped? I mean, there was a police report filed and they decided not to pursue that. Oh, by the way, Asobi, who was the one, big shout out to Asobi, who helped me out with these stickers on X. He made on Kick. He made them all black line for you guys. So give some love. W Asobi in the chat for his and Mudangs and everything else. He was the one who made that possible over there on Kick. So that is all thanks to him. So big love here, guys. All right. Here's one communication I saw. Now, once again, so I'm looking for abusive communications, right? I'm looking for something that shows that these people were abusive towards each other. And in the Misgift case, we have some of that. Once again, a snapshot, perhaps not the whole thing. I'll give some credit to Misgift there. Maybe he has other tech communications, right? But this is Pikachu cosplays at Pikachu, saying, I have something called PMDD, premenstrual dysphoric disorder, that I'm currently being treated for, and there's a lot of physical pain and my emotions are really bad. So just like feeling so depressed, I even don't want to. Even so on stream day is really, really rough. Dude, and I'll say this. I understand that. I completely freaking understand that. I completely understand, having that, there's some things in my life that I think have given me PTSD because I've gone through some crazy stuff. And I understand just being so hurt that you don't want to stream. That's real, right? That's real. And that can happen. Very much so. And she goes on saying, I'm really trying to be tough, though. It's not easy when it feels like the end of the world. And I understand that. Please be patient with me. The doctor said it could be up to 6 months of the treatment to be fully working. But in the meantime, it's awful managing the mood swings and pain, especially if you're not on medication or not getting therapy. Yeah, that's really bad. Thank you to everyone for being so kind to me while I deal with this. I'm sorry for crying on the stream. Someone's hard holding it all in. By summer, it's going to get a lot better. Just hang in there. And then Tectone responds here. And he says, I will never understand how much this must hurt you, but proud you're fighting through it. That's not an abusive partner. That's someone who's trying to be supportive, right? And as somebody who has these issues and who's dated people that have issues like this, like really severe depression, it's really difficult. It's really freaking difficult. She's a rough upbringing. She has bipolar and BDD. Yeah, I mean that'll do it right there. Once again, sympathetic to that. Oyamana said, is this only criminal case allowed for relocation for bias? No, you can relocate. You can relocate a civil case as well. It's called, venue shopping. You can go to a different venue. That's possible. Fantastic Mr. Knox says, for Aussie 5 guest plus, she assaulted Misgift. Forgotten to mention the court has a bias, but it doesn't mention since he has pet hate for head Tectone. And that's what he needs to disclose, is he's got his own hate for Tectone. And by the way, speaking of our plushie, I think the sample just got in, so we're going to get going on that. Okay, so this is I'm just going to tell you, I'm withholding my judgment for now, right? So I've told you most of these other things. I'm not going to spoil the fast facts here, but we're going to go through everything, and I'm withholding my judgment till we get all of the car facts, till we get everything before I issue a judgment on this, because I want to see all the information on this. Now we're going to go through, unlike the fast facts, we're going to go through some of the documents today. So that's going to take us some time, and we're going to chill out and enjoy that. But that's what we need to see. Misgift has his own issues of abuse towards Emery. Yes. And once again, I don't want to say it hasn't been concluded yet. It's allegedly still for Misgift. You see this? Even demon time villain mode Misgift, I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt, saying he has his day in court where he can provide evidence and be saying, hey, this is the context, and let's see that. I want to see that play out in the Misgift case, and say what his side of the story is, and then we'll evaluate who's who and what's happening there. Ray Obi says, here for 2 years watching your content, sir. Since Adele and Adoki Day, it's been a wild ride. I enjoy it. No Rima love, no Horse Girl love. Well, you did give me $6.99 Canadian, so I will play the Rima intro for you since you miss it. Let's see, where is the Horse Girl intro? Where is the Horse Girl intro? Here we go.
Thank you very much for all of your lovely art as well. Some of it a little lewd. To those of you drawing me with horses, y'all are into some fucked up shit, and I hope you get the help you need. I really truly hope you get the help you need.
Seriously, guys, Lucario, hope you get the help you need, bro. Although I will say I commented on that, because with that particular crisis, there's stuff involving potential abusive materials that he was downloading, the links, etc. I don't want to say whether that's legit or not. I don't know what the hell that is, but I think he needs some real intervention, and a really come to Jesus moment on, you need to get off the sites. And that's a serious thing. And if he is guilty of downloading anything that would be, let's call it Destiny level stuff on his PC, because we all know Destiny has pretty much admitted to having those sort of materials, he should be prosecuted to the full extent of the law, right? And I do believe, despite being a Christian and believing in forgiveness and all that good stuff, that's on a moral level, right? That people can be redeemed even if they're bad. That's a moral thing that I'm not putting on anybody else but myself. But there was a side tangent. There was a pastor who actually preached to and tried to help Jeffrey Dahmer, right? So it's like somebody's an actual monster, and tried to help him out and save his soul. But saving your soul is one thing, but punishment on the earth is another. And that's where I just have to put my biases aside and say, hey, you got to do your time. Yeah, you got to do your time. Yeah, say Artisan said it there. You got to do your time. If you've downloaded stuff like that, number one, you need to get some help. You need to delete all that stuff, and you need to really work on yourself. Right? There's allowable sinning and there's unallowable, and that's unallowable. That's illegal, right? I think the videos Emeru shows, and by the way, I am not against the death penalty for people that are convicted of certain of those types of crimes, right? Certainly life imprisonment. I am not against that at all whatsoever. Fantastic Mr. Knox for 5 says, I think the videos Emeru showed that has the abuse is quite interesting. Meanwhile, the only abuse Miskiff can show is a plushie, and that's not going to do it. That's not going to do it. If that's the worst he has is plushie, that's not going to win in court. Jinblade says, member for 22 months. Totally forgot this. 2 years has gone fast. Thank you for making it enjoyable and getting me interested in law. Hey, my pleasure. I hope that everybody's a little bit more interested in law now. Okay, let's get into the document, shall we? And we're going to go one by one here. And I think this is chronological. Excuse me if it's not. But we got right here, boom, the PP, right? Or the PPT, right? Or sorry, the PDF, right? Not the criminal PDF, just the PDF. Let's do a little zoomy zoom here. And these are all public documents. So once again, it is here. You have Linda Pikachu Lamar, plaintiff, versus Jessica Freem Robertson and Eliza and Ellie Kurtzman, defendants. This is one for injunctive relief, right? So this is applied for by Texas under the Texas Civil Rule of Procedures in 6/25/24 for defendant Jessica Freem and defendant Eli Kurtzman in Travis County. And this is going through some of the background. William Musashi Lucas is the CEO of Mythic. Mythic is one of the talent agencies, a large roster, including Asmongold, Sear, Miskiff, and John Tectone Robertson. Plaintiff Pikachu is a prominent cosplay model with a large social following. Once again, I don't follow her, but whatever. She generates income by a wide range of content on X, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, OnlyFans. There you go. And Fansly. Okay, so I didn't know she had one, but there you go. Pikachu is currently a member of Mythic Talent. Pikachu was not a member of Mythic Talent when the majority of the events happened. Freem is a semi-popular VTuber. She generates content for Twitch and X. She's previously married to John Robertson, Tectone, assisted with daily management of Tectone's brand and business. Freem was a member of Mythic Talent while she was married to Tectone and only left Mythic after divorcing Tectone. While at Mythic, Freem was their head artist and worked as designer at OTK. Freem had a significant amount of power in designing stuff. Tectone is a popular streamer, generates income. We know that. So we're going to go past that. So Freem and Tectone were married. Tectone was looking for a personal assistant for his content and to support his day-to-day tasks around the house. He asked Freem to be a personal assistant. And, this can happen. I will say I've made the mistake in the past of dating people that I'm paying. I will say this is a very bad decision. Right? You should not date your personal assistant because it becomes messy and the blurred lines between are you my assistant or are you my girlfriend can be blurred, right? And you don't want to make that mistake. I've made that mistake. It's a very bad mistake and it's borderline unethical, right? You people can say they're okay with it, but it's a stupid idea, a very stupid idea, right? Don't do it. Don't do it. CR7 Pod said, "Are you going to talk about Tectone's schizophrenia and use it as excuse?" No, I didn't know whether he's schizophrenic or not, but obviously for both of them. So let's give them both grace and say they maybe both have mental health issues, and both of that should be factored in. Because if I'm going to treat that as something as a factor for Pikachu, I have to treat that as a factor for Tectone as well, right? And I have to say, once again, maybe we shouldn't be showcasing people's mental health disorders for, content, or maybe we should be at least thoughtful of those, right? And also, here's another thing too. And I think this does come up, is the way that people communicate with each other. Some people are visual learners, some people are audio learners, some people are kinesthetic learners. They have to do stuff. So sometimes the way they communicate, it doesn't seem normal. Maybe they communicate primarily by text or whatever. Maybe it's in IRL. Maybe they do other stuff. I think with Tectone, there might have been a whiteboard involved at some point where they're explaining stuff. Maybe that's just how they learn, right? Maybe that's just how they intake information. That doesn't necessarily make it derogatory or negative, or like this person's looking down on somebody else, because that just could be how that person intakes information. You and some other legal YouTubers could create a shorthand chat for allegedly. This creative idea. Yeah, maybe we need an allegedly emoji or something like that, but allegedly react. But it's all allegedly until it's proven in court. Another man said, for 5 Canadian, unlike the left, justice delayed is not justice denied. We need to ensure we operate outside vengeance, for that is God's alone. I do agree with that. Ultimately, as a Christian, I believe that, it'll all balance out in the end. But at the same time, as a lawman, I believe that the law should be enacted on earth, right? Bridger Chandler, so long as the law is just, right? Bridger Chandler, 6949 for 10 says, we learn if he's legally bald in this case. Well, I believe he is. I believe he is legally bald. And I'm going to stand by that. And if he wants to sue me for defamation for that, come at me, bro. All right. Freem hired Eli Kurtzman as Tectone's personal assistant. Freem has a crush on Kerm and decided to pursue. Well, okay. Should we really be talking about this? Like, okay, guys. I mean, we're going to see whether it's legally relevant, but to me, this stuff coming up is like, why are we dealing with crushes and in legal filings, just generally? On August 18th, 2022, Tectone hosted a live stream where he went on real life adventure, visiting anime shops and attending elaborate and expensive sushi dinners. I like those things. I like anime shops and sushi dinners. I love sushi. But being that this was work for Tectone, Freem and Kurtzman were not invited to join, and because they need to stay at the house and monitor the stream for technical issues. Okay, that's their job. On the same day, Freem was extremely jealous of his adventure and was pouting in her office. Okay, this is why you don't hire somebody you're dating, right? They're going to see what you're doing. They're going to get jealous. I had a situation when I first was when I was streaming in Korea. I'll give you a little bit of my Korean dirt here, where my Korean girlfriend at the time was jealous that I was like flirting with somebody on the stream, right? This stuff happens, right? Now, that was my girlfriend, not my personal assistant, anybody else like that. But it does happen. It's streamer life, and you got to manage that very carefully. And it helps if they're not a streamer, right? And definitely not your assistant, right? Noticing Freem, Kurtzman suggested that they go on their own adventure. Freem was excited by the prospect of going on a date with her crush, Kurtzman, and agreed. In getting ready for the date, Freem decided to impress Kurtzman, put on her hottest outfit, a 2002 Kim Possible look with a tight turtleneck. Okay, I'm about it. Legal mindset. Objection. No objection to tight turtlenecks and cargo pants. And making sure her makeup was perfect. After getting ready, Freem and Kurtzman went on their adventure, knowing where Tectone would be for the stream. Freem and Kurtzman elected to avoid those locations and ensure Tectone would not discover their secret date. Freem and Kurtzman started by getting Mediterranean food. Ooh, I had some Mediterranean food the other day. I like Mediterranean food. During the meal, Freem and Kurtzman started on opposite side of tables, but eventually ended up sitting on the same side of the table and physically getting closer and closer. Oh no, they like each other. Oh no. I don't know whether if someone just asked, is this a girl or a boy? I actually don't know. And this is a legal document. Yes, we're going to see how this is legally relevant and if it's legally relevant. After the meal, Freeman and Kurtzman went on a mall and visited several stores and got dessert. Ooh, they got dessert. Oh my God. Scandalous. But while they're on the date, Tectone called and alerted them that the stream, while Freeman and Kurtzman should have been monitoring, was down and needed to be fixed. Accordingly, Freeman and Kurtzman worked together to hide that they were not working and sit on a date by working on the stream remotely and muting their phones to eliminate background noise that will alert Tectone they're not in the house. Eventually, Freeman and Kurtzman fixed the stream and therefore successfully hiding their date from Tectone. Okay, good job in hiding your date. This is like, I feel like this is like fanfic here. Also, Send Love says bipolar type 2 here. Oh, there you go. Yeah, see, same here. Been good, been worse, living good. SSRI effects weren't compatible with me. Welberton Proofin were godsend. Everyone's different. One med, no bueno. Chat with the doc. Love me. Yeah, I had to change medications because one of them wasn't working for me. It was having really bad side effects, really bad. So I had to change. And you know, when you stop, it causes problems. So you need some time for it to change and then build up in your system. That's really important. The one I got now is great though. Devil's Advocate for 2 says, is this the legal equivalent of Twilight? I don't know. Let's see here. Freem informed Kitnetic, an individual only known by their screen name at this time, that Freem was planning on leaving Tectone and moving in with Kurtzman. On September 1st, Freem moved out of the house she shared with Tectone and moved in with Kurzum. On November 21st, 2022, Freem filed the divorce. Okay, so we have a story here. People are married, which once again, this is kind of proving why marriage, and especially in the West, is not a great idea. And maybe people should halt before they get married, right? This is what happens. People fall in love and they get other things happen and you end up breaking up. Just a story, right? Pikachu and Tectone meet and find a connection. So on December, after this happens, December, Pikachu and Tectone never met, but at a common acquaintance, Jay the Bard, he reached out. On the 15th, in response to Tectone posting about his divorce, he sent a DM offering him support. Okay, I'm going to tell you right now, bro. Be very cautious. December 15th, and you had a divorce on November. You haven't gone through the time to get over that. Right. So that's probably too quick to be getting into a relationship. And a lot of those relationships that you bounce into right afterwards are not good ones. The rebound relationships, the stuff like that, like, and this is coming not from the brofessor, Mr. Piker, but Mr. Mindset over here. But yeah. Let me see here. But yeah, that's just some life experience, guys. Some life experience. Don't monkey branch. Okay. After the international connection, Tectone and Pikachu quickly started a friendship and soon realized they had a lot in common. After hanging out continuously over a couple days, they started a private romantic relationship December. So too fast, bro. Too fast. Right? Kurtzman and a jealous Freem spy on intimate moments. And this is kind of the telltale sign. And I've had this happen. I've had this even happen with girls here in Bangkok, where I'll stop dating with them, but they're spying on my social media. They're magically showing up at places. So I have a new girlfriend. They magically show up at that place with their new boyfriend to spy on me or to see who I'm dating. And they call my friends and they say, "Oh, do you see who Andrew's going out with now? Oh, blah, blah, blah." This is typical behavior. And what this shows is that person is not really over you, right? They're not really over you. Classic behavior, classic stalker behavior, which, once again, toxic stalkers. It happens. It happens, So Tectone, so while married and living with Tectone, Freem installed security cameras. Tectone never had access and assumed that Freem removed them. Now, this could be a consent issue here. This could be a consent issue. Unknown to Pikachu, Freem and Kurtzman recorded them on 3 separate occasions in private, intimate moments. So were they fucking, or were they making out? What were they doing? That's interesting, and definitely not consensual, right? They did not consent to that. Somebody asked what part of Florida I'm from. I'm from Miami. Kiernoth, women. Hey, listen. And guys do it too. But hey, listen. I've been a jealous ex too. Okay. It's not just women. Guys get jealous too. I've been jealous. I've been real jealous. Right. But it happens. An intimate moment was caught on camera. Freem called Tectone and asked Tectone, "Is she better than me?" Bro, if a girl is asking, "Is she better than me?" Well, first of all, you know what happened there. You know what happened there. But second of all, she's not over you, bro. If she's asking, "Is she better than me?" Like, like, yikes, bro. Yikes.com. Yikes.com. After exposing that Freem and Kurtzman had been spying on them, Freem intentionally tried to inflict pain. That's IIED, by exposing that Freem had cheated on Tectone with Kurtzman. Now, I don't know if that's ever something that came up or was brought out, but that's not good. That's not good. Let's see. Fat Factor said multiple married person affairs. What's the steel toe versus Rokada in this Marvel adultery universe? Another one for the tone. Sorry, I had to. That it's all right. It's all right. I don't even think they would care about that reference. After wrapping up the phone call with Freem, Tectone explained the situation to Pikachu and promised that Freem would delete the footage and remove the cameras. Legally, she had to at that point. Legally, she had to, because that would become a major issue. It probably already was. Freem starts essentially lying about Pikachu. And is this 59 pages? Are we going to read all of this? Okay, chat. Do we read all of this? Are we reading all of this fan fiction? I think we should, because this is actually very entertaining. And I've got enough coffee for this. Yeah, we're okay. We're reading all this fan fiction. Okay, we're doing it. Oh, also, Swear Jar is still active. We got the Swear Jar. Got enough Thai bot here, which, by the way, will go to charity. I think I've sworn it a little bit here, so I'm just gonna drop a generous amount in the Swear Jar, because we're swearing here today. Chat, you're my accountability buddies, so if I swear, make sure you keep it here. Okay, Pikachu attended a KikiCon, an anime convention hosted in Austin, Texas. Freem also attended and spread rumors about tech. Okay, all right. Highlight this. When you're spreading rumors and asking, "Is she better than me?" you're definitely not over, bro. It's definitely not something where she doesn't care, right? Specifically, Freem spread that Pikachu was Tectone's new girl. Oh, I've had that happen before. Okay, yeah, that's yeah, she's not over you. However, the romantic relationship between Tectone and Pikachu was in its infancy. The two had not placed a public label on it. As such, Tectone spent the rest of the evening trying to clarify these rumors. Despite Tectone trying to tamp down any rumors by Freem, the rumor mill was spurning for churning full speed. Yeah, of course, it's the internet. January 2023 to August 2023, disgusting lies were spread about Pikachu and Tectone. These lies included Tectone cheating on Freem with Pikachu. Pikachu was a homewrecker that broke up the marriage of Freem and Tectone. And Pikachu had several cosmetic surgeries and considering more, such as gag reflex surgery. Tectone was paying for them, and Tectone was grooming Pikachu as a sex slave due to her autism. Okay, well, this is a hell of a accusation there. Yeah. What? Okay. A lot of stuff there. I don't know what gag reflex. I haven't even heard of gag reflex surgery, so that's a new one for me. I'm gonna need to do some research on that. Some research. I'll put some on the Swear Jar for gag reflex surgery. That's not coming out of my search list after that. But sex slave. I mean, once again, what you do in the privacy of your own home is your own thing. You got a private relationship, you like dom sub stuff, you want to play that out. If it's consensual between two adults, there ain't no problem with that, right? You want to do whatever you want to do and it's consensual and legal, go right at it, right? Iceman says, read the whole thing. We need this fanfic. Yeah, okay, we can do it. We're doing it. I'm more concerned about the verdict making him look like a ARPer. In reality, it's just a civil suit. Yeah, it's a civil suit. Civil suit. But we're gonna read this. We're gonna go through this. On July 4th, 2024, Freem attended a July 4th party hosted by Annie and attended by Spance. The real names of both individuals are not known at this time. During the party, Annie and Spance met Freem for the first time, and during one interaction with Spance, Freem mentioned her ex-husband was Tectone. Spetnaz? It's Russian Spetnaz. Feet Sniffer for 5 says, so what you're saying is there's a spectrum for autism slavery. Yes. There's consensual autism there's consensual autism sex slaves and unconsensual, right? But just because you have autism doesn't mean you can't have sex. I'm gonna break this to you guys. Autists can fuck too, and that's not illegal, right? That's not illegal. There's no objection. Autism banging. Okay. All right, let's continue. Unprovoked. Freem responded that Spance should be intimidated by Tectone because he has a micropene. Okay, well, there we go. All right. Okay. So literally all the shaming tactics. So you're worried about him being better than you, but he has a micropene. Okay, well then why are you so like, where's my, hold on, I got one for this.
What the fuck?
That's like the number one that comes out. You know, your dick's not so big. Okay, well, I got huge balls. Weirded out by the conversation. Spance directed the conversation to a different one and excused himself shortly after. Subsequently, Annie and Spance attended a few anime nights at Freem's apartment. But again, Freem started rumors about Tectone and Tectone having a micropene. Why is the micropene so prominent? If the micropene is so prominent, it's probably not that micro. And Tectone paid for Pinkachu's plastic surgery and making her more similar to Freem. Essentially, Freem would take every opportunity to disparage Tectone and Pikachu, and making her disparaging remarks, Freem would be in the chipper, yet spiteful tone. This toxic treatment pushed Spance and Annie away from Freem. Tectone and Pikachu learned that Freem is the source of the rumors. On August 30th, ZZYX Prime, the current real name unknown, visited Tectone and Pikachu. During their visit, Tectone mentioned that for some reason, Kinetic told me that someone is doing something illegal to me. In response, ZZYZX Prime pulled Tectone aside and explained the whole situation to him. However, Pikachu did not learn of the conversation's substance until the next week. Hold on real quick. Voice says, fuck. Yeah, that's where we're at. Okay, sorry. Swear jar. Swear jar's getting kind of full here. And also, Devil's Advocate said, if he's got a micropene, what's it say about her? Exactly. Some ladies like the micropene. FF Fantasy, say for 11, degenerates. You guys are degenerates. Hold on, I got it.
Degenerates. You guys degenerates.
The following week, Tectone sat down with Pikachu and explained that Freem had sent an intimate footage. Had sent it? We're going Destiny level with this. Of Tectone and Pikachu, which was recorded in December 22, to Musashi, the CEO of Mythic Talent. This is tortious interference. That literally, Freem is committing tortious interference with contract, with an existing relationship, a business relationship. So, like, what the fuck? Like, it's not a crime, but it's civil liability there. Michael Turner said, good thing I had popcorn handy. Yeah. And it probably was, and mind you, there was divorce proceedings. So some of this might be handled as part of the divorce proceedings. I don't know. Those are probably sealed. I haven't seen those. Fun fact, that's an actual town in California. Interesting. Thank you for that. The following week, Tectone sat down with Pikachu and explained that Freem had sent that. Okay, got that. Now we have Gamer Sups, controversial Gamer Sups, funding those spicy foxes, spicy cats. A drink company that sponsors Tectone and Pikachu, and the current company currently employing Freem, approached Tectone and Pikachu about the information provided by Freem. Allegedly, Freem had told Christian that she was monitoring his bank account. What the fuck? You got no business in my money. You got no business in my money. At some point after learning the video being distributed, Tectone called Kinetic to discuss the lies that Freem were spreading about Tectone and Pikachu. During the call, it was revealed that Freem had the intimate video between Tectone and Pikachu to Kinetic, Kinetic's boyfriend, and Kurzum, accessed his bank account, was stalking his purchases and stealing money from Tectone's account, calling it an infinite money glitch. No, that is not an infinite money glitch. That is theft. Oh boy. Wait, did I swear there? Okay, I'll put one in there. I don't think I swore, so I'm going to put one in the swear jar for that. Okay. Staying logged in a text account, exposing his search history, including private content, using the intimate video as proof of Pikachu as a homewrecker, and cheating with Tectone while Tectone and Freem were married. He claimed that Pikachu had stolen one of her bras and was wearing it for content. Okay, I got a rule. Here. This is a mindset rule. After you break up, everything that you leave in the apartment If you leave anything, it is now my property, right? So I'll give a good example here, right? Let's say as a couple, you picked out some nice cosplay stuff, right? Some nice cosplay stuff. And you never wore that cosplay stuff together. You always wanted to wear that cosplay stuff together. It either will go in the trash or the new girl gets to use it. And if the new girl gets to use it, that's none of your business. That's none of your business. And it's a bra. Like, come on. It's not stealing the Mona Lisa over here. Right? Okay, don't share underwear. Well, if it was already used, though, if it was unused, yeah, but there might be some hygiene stuff there. Throw it in the trash. Okay, got it. Cosplay stuff. Yes, cosplay. Not legal advice. This is not legal advice. That's not legal advice. New girl wears the Oscar as he dresses with shit. I never dress. I dress with Gendo. Okay. After hearing about Tectone's conversation with Kinetic, Pikachu reached out to Kinetic to discuss Kinetic's interactions with Freem. Kinetic shared screenshots and footage from Freem. In those posts, Freem shared the intimate videos of Pikachu and Tectone. However, Freem deleted a certain explicit material that was previously sent to cover up her actions. Additionally, Pikachu learned that Freem was claiming that Tectone had cheated on her and stolen her bra. As a result of this, Pikachu lost her passion and energy for work, which can happen, once again, giving her the grace of depression. And depression got so bad that Pikachu considered self-harm. I understand that, and that's definitely something that you can consider. You have severe depression, you can get suicidal iterations, a lot of stuff like that. Freem posted on X, formerly Twitter, that she was not on good terms with Tectone and lawyers were involved. Freem also authorized another streamer, Enviosity, to use a clip of Freem and Tectone discussing their marriage and car as ammunition to slander Tectone. That's not good. At this point, Pikachu was afraid that Freem would expose the intimate content of the world because Freem seemed to be losing her mind. Accordingly, Pikachu posted on X about the situation. Pikachu said here, "This woman is a criminal and has caused me such anxiety and distress the last year I needed to take a break. She spied on me with cameras, even private moments, and shared it with my colleagues and friends illegally. Without knowing she was spreading rumors, she tried to ruin my career and friendships. I didn't go to the police in fear of what she might do because she's completely obsessed and unhinged." That sounds about right. So far, by the way, Tectone has not done anything wrong here. Let's see. Is it not updating? Okay, we're only one towards the goal now. Mudang is going to be hatless, guys. What are you doing to Mudang right now? Chaos Smash, I don't want to hear about your cosplay. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. In response to another creator following the content, QUQCO says, "Is this the security footage where your private met her then husband Tectone outside publicly before they were legally divorced in the middle of the night? Security footage of the home that they co-owned together? I know you want to defend your boyfriend, but you need to watch the skeletons in your closet." Oof. After seeing the post, Pikachu messaged them to discuss. As a stipulation to having a conversation, Cuco demanded that Pikachu's original post need to be deleted. After pulling down the post, they met and set a time to discuss. They had a call to discuss it. Pikachu explains that Freem cheated on Tectone and that Tectone and Pikachu had not met until Freem and Tectone had decided to get divorced, which is true, according to the facts. Additionally, Pikachu revealed that Freem was freely sharing intimate content around the community. They were shocked and said she would investigate and get back. On February 4th, Pikachu reached out because they had promised to issue a public apology. However, they explained that she explained her understanding of the dispute between Freem and Tectone relies on a serious and false allegation against Tectone. After hearing about the serious and false allegations from Pikachu, Tectone freaked out in disbelief and called them to tell the truth entirely surrounding the entire situation. During that call, Tectone learned that Freem had a Google Doc. Okay. VTuber fans. Objection. How do we feel about Google Docs? VTuber fans? Google Docs are not evidence. Sorry, the Google Docies. Yeah. They're not evidence. They're not admissible. They're allegations, right? A Google Doc is always the way these things go down. It involved Vebe, Cuco, Chance Soda Poppin', who gets quoted here. And they're aware of it and he planned to release unless Tectone and his attorneys acquiesce. So it's essentially blackmail. So Freem is trying to extort or blackmail Tectone. Over the next couple of days, Tectone explains the entire situation to Vebe and Soda Poppin' and cleared it up. Coco called Freem and scolded her for lying, and Freem admitted that serious false allegations against Tectone were lies. So this is super important. They sent the following message. I think we're good. I had a long call with Tectone, separate one with Freeman Kurtz, and I have the general gist of it. Freeman admitted to lying and manipulating the whole thing. I feel worse knowing that she was the only one who okayed the tweet that hurt you so badly while being with the bad guy. That's exactly right. It's like when you're with somebody and they're the bad guy, I don't know. Just doesn't make sense to me. Sent the conversation between Freeman and Kuko, where Freem approved the content of the comment on July 4th. Is this a security footage? Let me zoom in here. Zoom. Okay, here we go. No, I don't need AI. I do not need you right now. Okay. Is this a security footage where you met privately with her then husband Tectone outside publicly before they were legally divorced in the middle of the night? The security footage of the home they co-owned together. I know you want to defend your boyfriend. Sorry, my brain is everywhere. How's that? Are you really sure you want to get involved? You really don't have to. I'm angry. You're my friend. I hate seeing this kind of defamation. I don't think they ever said they were dating. Okay, so there you go. That's a kind of an admission there. Okay. So now we have an X post, co-meet me. Okay. Started posting details of a police report filed by Pikachu. Okay. So there's a police report filed. This is very important. This is very, very important. So after she's been called Tectone's whore, a home wrecker, and I'll put up one in there for the chat on that. There's now these allegations. The police report exposes intimate details of the videos recorded by Freeman Kurtzman. Kurtzman is the only individual who made an open records request for the police report. So Kurtzman made a records request to the police. On information and belief, that's a technical term. Freeman Kurtzman was the individual in control of this anonymous X, formerly Twitter account, posting the harassing comments. Okay, so they had a sock puppet account. Her, editing and post. Why jump on a girl for cheating, but you're the first person to cheat in a relationship? Tectone's the last person I want to defend, but let's not play the victim. Not sure if anybody is telling the truth, really, in that post. Post is right there. And then you have here, I guess, a post, and then replying, are you going to address that you're not being in a relationship? Pikachu sent a cease and desist to Freem. Freem has failed to stop harassing and defaming them. So that's key here, right? So we have a situation, ladies and gentlemen, where we have the battle of the people dating, right? The exes battling and dating, right? It turned into a cat fight. And this is a cat fight that got legal. Right? And as Putterface says, holy swear jar. Yeah. And this is not the sexy type of cat fight that ends up in pillows and good time boom boom. You know, this is not a good situation. Let's see here. Causes of action. Plaintiff Pikachu alleges 6 causes of action against Freem. Unlawful disclosure of visual material, common law defamation, libel, business disparagement, yes, tortious interference, intrusion of seclusion, stalking. All very legitimate. So unlawful disclosure and promotion of intimate visual material. Freem recorded plaintiff Pikachu engaged in sexual conduct without their consent. Yeah, that's that. Yeah, buddy. Freem used the security cameras to spy on and record Pikachu engaging in sexual content. After recording Pikachu, Freem disclosed the intimate visual material without Pikachu's consent. Freem disclosed the intimate visual material with the intent to harm Pikachu. Specifically, Freem distributed the intimate visual material to at least Kinetic and Musashi. That's enough to mess with your business relationship, right? It's essentially revenge porn. Freem disclosed intimate visual material without knowing or having reason to believe that the intimate visual material was obtained or created under circumstances where they had a reasonable expectation when made private. Nope, because they didn't know they were being recorded. Pikachu did not know that there were security cameras installed in the house, did not expect Freem to be viewing those cameras or saving visual recordings of sexual conduct and distributing it. Freem disclosed the intimate visual material to certain individuals inside the content creator community. And this is one reason why, guys, I'm so glad I am not in the content creator community in the US. Like, that's just fucking insane, right? Due to the disclosure, Freem caused harm to Pikachu by subjecting her to hate comments and causing Pikachu to suffer mental anguish that caused Pikachu to be unable to work. Additionally, the disclosure of intimate visual material caused a delay in Pikachu's signing with Mythic, thereby injuring their career. Those are all actionable. This is actionable damages here. Freem distributed the intimate visual material with captions exposing that the individual depicted in them is Pikachu. Pikachu suffered damage and is seeking anguish. That's all very legitimate here. Common law defamation. Freem intentionally defamed them by saying the following things. Pikachu was the type of woman that Tectone cheated with while Tectone and Freem were married. However, Freem was the one who cheated on Tectone and elected to move out and file for divorce. There you go. Pikachu was a homewrecker that broke up the marriage between Freem and Tectone. However, Freem cheated on Tectone and elected to move out for the divorce. Boom. Pikachu stole one of Freem's bras and wore it while creating content. However, Pikachu purchased the bra months before and used it for content. Okay, so it's not even theft. Pikachu was contemplating gag reflex surgery for Tectone. Pikachu was never competent. Well, first of all, okay, can we? All right, I'm doing a little googly right now. Hold on. Let me see if I can pull this up. Gag reflex surgery. Okay. All right. Let's take a little pause here. We got to do a little research. Okay. We got to do a little research. Legal mindset research here. Okay. According to the AI, let's do the AI summary here. Gag reflex surgery, or hard palate pushback, treats chronic gagging by physically repositioning the soft palate posteriorly via the bone rearrangement separating from the tongue. It is used for severe cases where the palate constantly touches the tongue. Okay. Interesting. Dental sedation. Okay. All right. All right. That sounds like something you wouldn't just waltz into. We're just gonna go get gag reflex surgery, guys. Like, that's bone rearrangement. Like, that is serious. Micro nightmare for 1,000 dongs. Says long-time lurker and fan of yours, Andrew. You know, like listening to you and also Techie's content. Gotta say, I'm too employed for streamer drama. Unemployed. Objection. Got no reason not to be liking this. By the way, thank you for supporting the goal and getting us closer to more hats for Moodang. Thank you. Moodang appreciates that. Moodang says thank you. Thank you. She wants more than just a tiger hat. She's got more than just a tiger hat, though. She's got a cowboy hat. She's got a lot of stuff. Let's switch her into the cowboy hat now. Because this is some wild stuff. Some wild stuff. Got the Moodang emojis over there on Kick. Shout out to everybody on whatever stream you're on, Twitch, Kick, everybody else. Make sure you like the video as well so we get this out there. All right, continuing on. Here we go. Tectone was grooming Pikachu. Grooming is defined as the practice of preparing or training someone for a particular purpose or activity. In this context, Freem was simply implying that Tectone was preparing Pikachu as a sex slave because she was autistic. That was not the basis of the relationship. Okay, first of all right, we got to talk about this for a second. Grooming is overused. If you are having a sexual relationship with somebody in a dating relationship and you're exploring whatever kink you're doing as far as is legal, that's not grooming. That's just you doing stuff with your partner. Once again, autism doesn't make you incapable of smashing. So that would not make you a quote unquote sex slave. So that in and of itself, just yeah, exactly. I never knew grooming applied between consenting adults. Not really, right? I don't buy this rubric that they're trying to put here into that. Pikachu is a public figure. Defendant Freem made these statements with actual malice, intending to damage Pikachu's public reputation because she's attempting to get back at Tectone and Pikachu. Yeah, she's a jealous ex. As a result of Freem's defamation, Pikachu suffered damages. Okay, so we got all the damages there. We got libel, so there's written messages that were subjecting her to actual hate, contempt, ridicule, and caused her financial damages. That's also there. Business disparagement, so hurting her business, hurting her brand. That's there too. We're going to kind of skim through these. Tortious interference, so messing with mythic talent. I called that out earlier. That's definitely there. And you've got damages for that. Intrusion on seclusion. This is a big one. So intruding upon private affairs. There's an expectation of privacy and not to be spied on while you're bumping uglies. Totally reasonable. Well played avoiding demonetization on YouTube. I'm really trying right now, guys. I'm really trying. This is hard. Okay. Let's go here. So they're spying on them while they're bumping uglies. Stalking. So engaging in harassing behavior, spying with the cameras, engaging in that sort of back talk, talking to the community, capturing the intimate moments, spreading those around, that could be stalking. And then you got your damages here, which go through all the damages you can have under Texas law and injunctive relief, right? And here's what the injunction they requested was. So number one, for Freem and Kurtzman to stop creating any new revenge porn. That's good. Stop discussing Pikachu publicly. That's important. And this is going to be important also because of Tectone's stuff, which comes up later in the other things. And violating the Texas Penal Code, Section 98. Okay, so they, injunction there is, and this is including social media, text, email, etc. So understand when you have these injunctions against you, and this is something that's going to come into play with Tectone, they can't talk about it at all. So they can't talk about it on Discord. They can't talk about it on X. They can't really talk about it at all. That's really, really a lot. Spoliation of evidence, meaning don't destroy, scrub, mask, corrupt any files. We talked about that with Destiny, for example. That's a big thing. You cannot be altering text, altering any files. Spoliation of their revenge porn, so they're trying to hide that they created that. Being within 200 yards, so banning them from going near them, going near Pikachu. Communicating with plaintiff or any third parties. Committing unauthorized criminal acts. Identifying hardware, preserving hardware that they want to destroy, preservation of evidence, and identifying all sites and locations of the information. This is difficult because when you get into the situation where the stuff is out there, this stuff is going to be really, really hard to crack down on. Really, really hard to stop. Okay, so now we're going to get into the exhibits. This is going to be more juicy stuff. So let's get into some of the juice here. This is, we got, I think, 20 pages of juice here. So Freem, dude, I have a story to tell you for when we snuck out on a cute mall date. So this is kind of outing her disloyalty. Disloyal, Freem, disloyal. This was a big point, which I knew he felt the same after 2 months of secretly liking him. That's so cute. Like it was so cute. I died inside. I bet. Does Kurtz have VR? Yeah. I usually do as well. I made him take some. Okay, he's in the shower and I'm high. Okay. So we liked each other, right? And I thought he liked me for a bit, but I wasn't sure. Like he'd always come to hang out with me and chill in my office, share TikToks, give me food, offer to bring me places. Okay. So there was some simping going on in the workplace. And this is what happens. Honestly, this happens a lot. This happens with a lot of stuff right now where there's some simping happening in the workplace. This is what happens when these steps gets difficult. It's why you don't marry somebody in your own workplace. You stay away from dating. But clearly this stuff was happening, right? And I will say this, and men and women are different. If you look about psychology, men tend to treat it tends to be more sexual disloyalty, and women just tend to be more attention, right? So, attention, emotional cheating. That's in my mind, if you've come to a compact about, monogamy and having those expectations, that can be cheating as well, right? So giving your attention to other people can be cheating. Okay. You always give me food and offer to play games and shit. And Techie decided to do all of this. And by the way, this can be men and women, but it's just tendencies in psychology, right? Of course, there are men that cheat emotionally as well and cheat with attention as well, and there's women that do sexual cheating as well. It's just percentage wise. Well, Techie decided to do all of my favorite things with M, Zoil, and Sir. So like go eat sushi, took them on a 1K date on him, and go to anime shops. And I was like, man, fuck this dude. Doing all my favorite shit. I was pouting at work. And Kurt's like, well, let's go do this. Just me and you. Okay. So literally, this was a revenge thing, right? This was he did this without me. So now I'm going to do this. By the way, $1,000 for sushi. I mean, shit, with inflation, that's like normal prices for sushi nowadays. Being back in the US and seeing how expensive stuff are, ridiculous. But anyways, he cares. Oh my God, he cares. So this is the tea behind the scenes. So I wore my hottest shit, as you should. Sorry, Techie canceled. I had the Kim Possible fit on, tight ass turtleneck, midriff showing, cargos, hair all done, and makeup on point. And I was like super dressing up for him. And I come out like 8 minutes later, and he comes out in the cutest fucking outfit ever. And like, I love he has his hair down, and he knows how much I love BBNO. What is this? What is this? What is this? He was like full skater stoner boy, hair down, beanie on, glasses, sweater, nice jeans, his Vans. Fuck how much I love glasses and beards, man. And I died. He dressed up for me. And like, we couldn't do those shops, right? Techie was going. So he took me to the mall. We went out to get Mediterranean. I wanted to take him and ate food and stared across and started with him across the table. And he sat next to me. Oh man, a side sitter. Oh man. Darterland, by the way, is for 5 says, yo, Legal Mindset. I'm hanging out on Twitch, but just thought I'd jump here to give you some change. Thank you so much. Appreciate the support. I'm loving this tea. Freem says, and it started with him across the table. We sat up. He got super close. It was so cute. And we listened to the same music. So we were jamming in the car. Freem said, and we talked about a lot of stuff. And we got to the mall, went to all my favorite stores, and I wanted to go shoot guns with him, make a cute bet, because I'm actually God tier, and I wanted to see if he would try to win me or anything. And he tried. It was so cute. And it was my turn. I got all 50 darts down one by one. And he was like, holy fuck. And I took my prize, and he was just enamored at how good I was. So this is a woman who is clearly committing emotional cheating. This is clearly something where she's heavily invested in this extramarital affair right at this point, because they're still married, right? They're still married. And I was basking in it, right? We got desserts and shit and ate all that while Techie called me saying his stream was down. And Kurtz and I were the only two that had access. So we were supposed to be at the house, but we were out together. So we both had to like sneaky fuckers about being out. So they literally call themselves sneaky fuckers, right? Muting every time a loud sound happened when we were outside, pretending I was fixing the stream. So was he. And then we both got off the hook and fixed it remotely. Unbiased opinion on things. I feel like he truly didn't see things for the way they are. Me makes me a brat. Yeah. But seriously, I didn't want to stress out the cats. Tex still thinks we're perfect together and won't take the I don't love you anymore. And so I just don't love him anymore. Okay. I feel bad for Tectone right there. Like, if you've ever been in a relationship and you've been at the point where like someone doesn't, so like you still love them and they don't fucking love you anymore, and you're still telling them like we're perfect together and they just give up, that fucking sucks. I feel bad for Tectone there. Like, that fucking sucks. And I get why Tectone rebounded, because when you are in a situation like that, like that shit sucks. And I'm putting sorry, I said F a lot, so I'm putting a lot in the swear jar for this one, because that situation sucks, man. Like, being in a situation, and this can be men and women, right? Like, when you're the one who loves them and they don't say you don't love you anymore, that's you know, like, that's a situation where you need to talk it out and then end the relationship, right? End the relationship, and then you can go on all your sneaky fucker dates, because you don't need to be sneaky fuckers, right? He needs an answer, even though I told him it's due to a lot of reasons. Some of them have been resolved, some of them don't feel. He says love is choosing someone and loving them. If that's the case, I still don't want to choose him. Fuck, bro. This sucks. This fucking sucks. Sorry, I'm putting another one in swear jar for that. Like, damn, bro. That's a knife in the heart, man. Like, that sucks, man. And to see that, like, and Tectone obviously saw this, man. Like, this is devastating. To the woman you're married to say that. Like, bro. Like, I don't know what this fucking ridiculous crutch I have with Kurtz is, but definitely something I should never have with Tech. If I think I've definitely never had with Tectone. It just came here. Okay, so, and this is another thing too, like, dating, you're chasing this emotional high, and like, when you're committing to monogamy and you're committing to marriage, like, you need to, and this is why legal marriage is something that people should seriously consider before they get into it. And if you're not ready, don't get into it, because it's getting past those highs. Because in a relationship, you're going to go through what's called the honeymoon phase, the first 6 months or a year of your relationship, where everything's good, you're feeling the hormones, whatever, and then they're going to drop, and then it's going to suck, and you're going to lose those butterflies, and you're going to lose those feelings that got you in together in the first place, because you like care about each other now, right? And loving somebody is getting past that and fighting past that and working past that and getting past that as a team, like as a team together, you know? And really committing to someone to do that, right? And that sucks. It just really sucks. To have somebody say they don't want to choose you anymore. And they're going to chase a crush, because a crush is just a temporary medicine. It's like taking an Advil, you know? It's not a solution, right? Like I've had plenty of times where, like, I'll say this to myself, like I'll put myself on the line here. Like it happened for me, exes, stuff like that, where I've jumped into a relationship before I should have. It's stupid. It doesn't get you over that last person, right? It doesn't process that last person. And it's not like if you're just in that phase, you need to understand it's just like maybe you just casually date for a while and see how it goes, because it probably is something that is just your like temporary remedy. It's not something like therapy or like going to really do inner work to resolve yourself. Devil's advocate, everyone involved here acts like a child needs Jesus. I agree. Her talk is pissing me off. Bridget Chandler says this sounds like high school fanfic. That's why we're reading it. Cunot said this is why men turn gay.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
So this is why Tectone was hitting on me. Okay, guys, I understand why Tectone was hitting on me. After the women did him like this, he's not wrong for falling in love with a lawyer. Okay, I am good looking, and I don't blame men for loving me. Men can love me too. I don't love them back, but they can love me. They can be enamored. Hassan Piker can be enamored by me. It's okay. I accept it. It's all right. No judgment here. We're in a judgment-free zone. Mudang doesn't judge people either, right? Micro Nightmare for 1,000 Dogs says that is starting realization. Henceforth, Gen Z and Gen Alpha legal battles will involve Discord. Legal documents will be forced to include cringe slang gamer. Oh no, this is where we're at, guys. This is where we're at in the legal process, where these are admissible. This is evidence. So we're going to be seeing TikToks. We're going to be seeing Snapchat. We're seeing Instagram. We're going to see all this sort of shit come out as like proof. Like we're here already. It's already here. Like, and we're looking at the Ethan Klein cases and other things like Discord X. All that's coming out. That's why I say I want the juice. I want the evidence. I like this. I mean, I don't like it, but I actually hate it. But this is evidence. I'm here for the scuff, so thanks for 22 months, guys. It's been based 22 months. Thank you for that. Appreciate all the longtime supporters. I love you guys. Thanks for giving me the power to come back, battling through my own depression, my own ruts, my own, just mental health and stress issues. Thank you guys, because this is a fucking awesome stream, and I appreciate all the support from all the longtime members. Yes. Thank you guys. Seriously, I'm about to cry here, because I'm about to cry, because even for me, it's really stressful to stream all the time. It's really stressful to stream. And, it's hard to come back. It's really hard to come back. I'm going to fucking cry here, because when you're super depressed, it's hard to do this. It's hard to do this shit, And I love you guys. It's really good. It's really good to be back. So thank you guys. Appreciate that. Oh, fuck. You guys made me cry. Fuck. Okay. Appreciate you guys. I gotta lock in. I love you guys. All right. Sorry. That's just, it's been really difficult for me to come back sometimes and do content. So I appreciate coming back. I really do. It means a lot to me. It really does. Because, content creation really fucking sucks sometimes. It really fucking sucks. And sometimes you feel like you're not going to be able to come back. And it's really difficult. It's like super difficult. So I appreciate that. I really do. I really fucking do. Thanks, dude. I appreciate all you guys. And look at me. People are going to make fun of me. Be like, look, Legal Mindset fucking crying on stream. I don't give a shit. It's difficult. you know, and it's real. And that's why I have sympathy for people, you know, because I go through this shit too, you know, I go through this shit too. And, you know, there's a time in which you don't want to stream, and you feel you have to fucking stream. And, I'm glad that I want to stream, and like doing this stream with you guys right now is making me want to stream more, you know, it's helping me stream more, you know, so I appreciate everybody helping me out here. Because, you know, the support and love I get from you guys is really what keeps me going, you know, and it's difficult. It really is fucking difficult sometimes. All the shit going on in life, all the shit life throws at you, and there's problems, you know, you just push through it, you know, and you guys help a lot with that. Thank you. My favorite part of microwave, she wants the gag reflex. Okay, thanks for making me laugh. That's going to get me over there. Thank you. Even Jesus could have helped them. That's definitely true. 0-0. Objection. Misgift, stop deflecting from your own crimes. We won't forget. That's right. Bridget Chandler said both men and women fall for the long, long man. That's right. It does happen. Hey, listen, I know judgment. I grew up in Miami. I don't care. The gay guys want to hit on me. It's all cool. Good to see you live again. Been a while since I caught you. I'm so fucking glad that you guys are all here. 45 months, super based. Mickey D says, I'm picturing a judge sitting there looking at the case and thinking I'm too old for this shit. Oh, yeah. Okay, hold on. That was a swear, so I'm gonna put one in the jar for that. Here you go. Glad to see you back. Thank you so much. Cabron, you fucking do. We all love you. Thank you. You're good, man. Keep fighting. I'm not gonna stop, guys. I'm not gonna stop. Even when it's really fucking difficult, I'm gonna do that here. Air D for 2 said you have multi-generational support in my family. Thank you, guys. Powerline says, get yourself a good meal, King. You're brave enough to put your skin in the game, put the real on stream. Yeah, it's the real me. You know, once again, I'm real. Sometimes I'm fucking too real. Sometimes I'm too real for the internet. Sometimes I say shit that I shouldn't say. I talk about my personal relationships and stuff like that I shouldn't talk about. I try to keep everybody private. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I've like lets things out I shouldn't have let out. But you know, it's the authentic me, and it's the way that I'm going to cover shit. I'm just going to be real with you guys. I'm not going to be fake. We love you, Andrew. Thank you. Morning Sin as a new member, and then we got 5 Legal Mindset memberships rolling in from Koj 876. Yes. Quentin Stinger as a new member. Thank you. Miss Kiff, you barely graduated from community college. Okay, listen. There's nothing wrong with just going to community college, and there's nothing wrong with skipping college. A lot of really successful people I know skip college. CCPT Tech, glad you're back, bud. Much love. Thanks for sharing with us. We appreciate it. Content creation is extremely hard to come back from. Yeah, and it's like it feels like a slump, and it feels like, what am I going to do to get over that slump? You know, like what am I going to do to get over it? Lich Emperor for 5 Legal Mindset memberships. Thank you. Yes. So much facepalm for 5 says, we love you, Legal Mindset. We're going to get you that gag reflex surgery. Sincerely, you're amazing person. Hope some tears go. It's okay to let some tears go, brother. Thank you. I had my moment. My
emotional cabbage
moment, guys. That's my moment, guys. Belfrost says, shit, this guy's been spending money on super chats again. Thanks. Appreciate that. Professor Keen, new member. Thank you. Aishola says, we love you, Legal Mindset. Glad to have you back. Thank you. I'm here for the scuff. Says, we love when you stream, but always when you come first, we wait for you. Yeah, and that, just be patient with me, guys. Sometimes, you know, I need a break for my mental health, and I need a break just to let loose. Sometimes I just need to like listen to music and, you know, go out in Bangkok and just have a good time. And, you know, sometimes I've been partying with my buddies and just you know, just letting it out. Music's my therapy, and I just need that sometimes. But you know, I'm happy to be back. Route is a new member. Thank you. We love you, our favorite personal lawyer. The Ugly Cry together, man. Much love. Appreciate that. Nino Fish gifted 10 Legal Mindset memberships. Thank you. Let's give a.
Oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. Oh, hell.
Little RKI in there for you guys. You all know we love you too, Legal Mindset. Don't let depression kick your ass. When you're feeling down, remember today and how happy it made you feel. Enough to cry from Twitch. I know, literally, that's how you guys made me feel. Is that it's enough to fucking provoke me. And I'll put another one in the swear jar for that. Because I never imagined having a community of about 3,000 people watching me live. My goal was like 1,000, and now I got 3,000 people watching me live. Crazy, right? Crazy. I never thought I'd get this far. Hello, random person for €6 says your Amber Heard tactic is not going to work, Miss Kiff. Deflecting on other people is not going to wash away your abusive relationship. Exactly, and it's not going to convict Tectone while dismissing his charges. Hudson became a new member. Keep rocking, LM. Thank you with the soju. And Putterface is a new member. Welcome, welcome. Hound said, agree, chasing her crush is like taking Advil. But after hearing his fanfic nonsense, I'm more willing to believe she was chugging Tylenol. Hey, listen, the Tylenol Americans like Danielle are much appreciated. I just got here, so quick rehash. I get a quick rehash. And Miss Bitch, mostly being definitely graduate from Minnesota Quality Learning Center. Roud gifted 5 Legal Mindset memberships. Thank you so much for that. Let's do another
Emotional damage.
Do you know Zandatsu Games? Did you know in the top 120 super chat a YouTuber on USA in 2025? Cheer up and welcome back. Thank you. I know. I can't believe I fucking did that. I can't believe another one in the swear jar right there that I was a top super chatted, like little fucking me over here. And that's another one. I just did it again. A little me over here in Bangkok with my, gangster setup and over here. All right, let's continue. Let's keep reading here. This will cheer me up. Okay. I snuck an I love you to Kurtz. So, okay. So now he's sneaking. So she's literally saying I love you to someone while she's like in a marriage, bro. Like that is just so wrong to me. CCPD Tech for 5 Legal Mindset memberships. Thank you for that. Brimball said, get yourself a good bottle of sake on me. You can help with depression when I watch Cloud. You're here. So if you missed the beginning of the stream, I give a little update on my life. I've been taking it easy on the drinking. I got a little out of control around New Year's, and I'm trying to ease back into it slowly. I know I can control myself and stuff, but I've been trying to smoke instead. So I will buy some smokes with that because that's my vice that I've been accepting. No e-cigarettes because Bangkok PD says that's illegal and don't do it. So no e-cigarettes, but I'll be buying some smokes with that. So thank you for that. Skeptic Live says for 20, have my first ever super chat. Life can suck. It's hard to put yourself out there to be scrutinized in public. You're never as alone as you feel. Thank you. And I don't give a shit who makes fun of me or the drama tubers that try to want to clip that and take that out of context and make fun of me. I don't give a fuck. And I'm going to pack another velo here. I really don't care. Because it's the way I'm going to do it, and I'm always going to be real with you guys on stream. Meyer gifted another 5 Legal Mindset memberships. No matter forewarning says for 10. No matter how long or low our lives get, we at least aren't Johnny Somali.
Are you guys enjoying the stream today?
Never forget, by the way, that I even gave Johnny Somali, RKI, I gave him an out. I gave him and Vitaly. We'll see if Vitaly turns it around because Vitaly says he wants to talk about anti-corruption. If he wants to talk about anti-corruption in Southeast Asia, he needs to talk to me, and we'll see if he's actually serious about it or just grifting, right? But I said for Johnny Somali, he needs to apologize, make it right with the victims, and turn his life around. What has he done? None of that. None of that. I extended a fucking olive branch to him, right? Another swear right there for the swear jar. But he didn't take that. Jinblade says top 100 or top 50 for 2026. Let's do it. Let's do it. Official Dead Man for 2 says still can't get over the micro gag reflex, bro. What is this? What is this story? Okay. Let me continue. I was spamming. Thank you so much. You're the best, etc. I die. Thankfully, we homies. So we can read that I love you in joke fashion for asking for a favor. I'm throwing my shot. So she's literally saying she's trying to commit, what is that? breaking of the marriage there. It was not adultery, but yes, essentially. Holy shit, no wonder I haven't heard from you. How long is Z staying there? Until November 4th, and I was so mad. Kurtz and Z and I went on a adventure to spend Techie's money. Bro, this is a huge problem. So now you're spending your money on other dudes. Like, I get that, right? I totally get that. Kinetic said, I mean, it's great to have Z for interdependency, but what about you? Freem said, if this is what it takes for John to fuck off and let me out of this marriage, it's a small price to pay. So, okay. This is a super toxic thing to do. It's actually, Daniel said, it's evil. It's when somebody loves you so much that you go out and you commit adultery or you cheat or whatever to get them to go away. That is super toxic. That is omega toxic, right? That's a bad move, right? Okay, now you have the exhibits, the petition for divorce here. So we got that. Let's continue down here. Petition for divorce. We've got some stipulations here regarding children. Okay, let's get some more messages. Okay, Tectone, Eggman. Okay, some Eggman messages. Oh, also, you'd love to see my live with Law Tuber back. I appreciate you. Hello, random person said, what do you think you're doing in all those DMs if it's not stalking, Miss Gift? That's right. Micro Nightmare said, money for the swear jar, SIGs for the depression slump. Thank you. I'll be smoking a 305 after this. That's the Miami cigarettes, if you guys don't know. Hello, random person says for 6. Getting information from your schizo Gooner fans to stalk your ex-girlfriend. Good job, Miss Gift. Okay. Eggman. Hey, I know you really don't know me that well and probably have tons of DMs. I just want to send a handout. If you ever need a friend or anything, I'm in Austin and can't imagine how difficult something like that would be dealing with. I'm the same age as you and into anime and stuff. If you want to go to conventions or need a friend, I'm down. Sorry for the weird invite. When I was at my lowest, I had, I was dealing, wait, what? Hold on. When I was at my lowest, I had, you're dealing with can be, I'm the same age as you. And, oh, sorry. I had people reach out to me and it made a world of difference. Dude, how based is Tectone for that? So like it's like Tectone is like reaching out as a friend to Pikachu, right? That was not like, this is like a fucking wholesome ass DM, right? I've had some like dirtier DMs than this. Like, yo, baby girl, that cosplay looks good. Right? This is like super wholesome, right? This is super nice. And by the way, I'm going to say this too, because I want to disclose this. Tectone reached out to me when I was going through some shit last year, 2025, and he did it in a super nice way, right? This is an actual nice person, right? And people can say, oh, I have a bias towards Tectone because he reached out to me when I was not doing well. Okay, but I'm analyzing this pretty fairly. We're reading this together. We're all having the same reactions together, right? This is wholesome. Like, this is a good person. This is not, I mean, in the way they're conducting this, right? This isn't some weird slide-in or something. I just want to get disconnected helps. Oh, I was supposed to meet you today. That never happened. I'd love to meet you. My friends love you. You're friends with WOJ, right? I don't know what that stands for, but I think it was with you and Jay. Oh, yeah, Jay, that's right. WOJ is Wojito. Not sure if you know him. Who are your friends down here? You've lived in Austin for long? So like they're having a normal conversation. Like this is not degen at all. Actually, I'm from Austin, friends with Sears, Spaceboy, hung out with Penta, Corey, but I've been part of Rafflegator's community for about 3 years. I mailed No Pixel for about a year. So about definitely got a lot of GTA folks like Saab if you want to know them. VR, oh man, everyone has a bad story of VR, surely. Do you play any board games or KOT your thing? Also, do you go to pinballs? I want to do more board games. I used to go to pinballs when I was younger, even at a 21st birthday there. Oh God, do they? VR definitely has been a positive experience for me. You should come to the next board game night. All right, bet. I'm gonna get a group together. Let's see if Jay's down. Dude, like wholesome board games, like that's nice. Like I used to go play with my my Korean girlfriend. We used to go to Red Button and play board games. That's super wholesome. Like what? Like that's super wholesome. Pog, Jay is Pog. How long have you been in Austin? Lived here for 2 years to do some pro wrestling and take care of my sick dad who moved up to Canada for 7 years. Oh, that's now I've been here for a freaking year and I love it here so much. Wait, you're a wrestler? That's awesome for your dad to have a son like that. He's like super positive. He's not even doing like neg hits or any like game stuff. Like this is like chill, wholesome like stuff here. and you're a wrestler and awesome for your dad to have a son like that, at least a house in South Austin. That's why most of my family, it's super cool. And see all my friends move out here. South Austin, bro, I'm so much of a shut-in to thrive in that environment. I live up in Leander with all the old folks and retired porn stars. How'd you meet Jay? And the wrestling was huge for me until I got injured, and I could be an entertainer without becoming a cadaver. So what animes do you like? I call Leander fake Austin. Come out to live it up on the south side. I don't know all this Austin slang. It's a lot of Austin stuff. I met Jay from Rob's Loungy. I've been doing an RP for a long time. I just got partnered in RPing by myself in VR and Rob found me, and I made lots of friends. So actually, I started watching anime super young, even though I went to my first anime convention when I was 12. So I like a lot. I personally like gory stuff like Hellsing. I love Hellsing. Devil May Cry. Parasite. I love Parasite. And a lot of FMA, Naruto, Shonen. Okay, I'm not a huge Naruto, but FMA for sure and Shonen. Okay, now we got more evidence from Freem. Let's look at this. He could kick me off any time. I also found out what he's been doing on Xmas. So here's the illegally recorded stuff. We should start our own and slowly funnel people. So these people are talking about creating like a filter for illegal documents, illegal filming, right? That's why he didn't want me over and cancel plans. Wow. And I just don't even know what to do. It's so bizarre. Like I knew it deep down. Again, 5 relationships all cheated on. Hey, Kit, what do you know about Pikachu? And I would shit there too. So seeing a bra and she's, I guess, wearing the same bra, right? And it's posting pictures of her. Okay. So that's what we got for that. So that's the drama story, the 59 pages. Okay. So my takeaway from that, and that's the first of the 7 documents we're going to review here, the longest of the 7, is Freem was a jealous ex who did a lot of illegal shit in order to spy on her ex that she cheated on. Just
What the fuck?
And this is not even me being depressed, but like I've been cheated on before. Like I've been cheated on before. It fucking sucks. And I was cheated on by a girl I was engaged to, right? And luckily I broke up that engagement. I was very young and I was stupid, and luckily everything worked out. And in a way, I say this because I'm a Christian. I believe in God. I believe it was God's plan for that to happen, because it put me in with better people, with really good people, and I was able to improve and do things in life, like moving abroad that I always wanted to do. Fuck, it sucks. It sucks. And like seeing that is like really hurtful, and seeing somebody like celebrating that, it's really bad. It's really, really bad. We need to start calling Miskiff Mr. Minute Information. Yeah. Hello Random says, stop stalking your ex-girlfriend, Miskiff. You're already done with this deranged fans for the past year. You're already done enough harm. Yep. Hello Random Person said, do me some more blackmail, Miskiff. It will sure will help your case. Threaten some more Austin streamers. Hello Random said, you didn't dox anyone, did you, Miskiff? You put out Emmy's and Asmund's real name in the lawsuits, but your fake name. So gross. And by the way, I want to make this clear for my policy on this. I cover legal court documents. These are things that everybody has access to. So everybody has access to this. I read the names as they are because they're out there, right? And I know that some people may say that's doxing, whatever. These are public court documents. It's not doxing. It's in a document, right? If it's in a document and somebody reads it, it's out there. It is what it is, right? It is what it is. It's like looking in the phone book. Somebody just said that. Yeah, phone booking. Right. Okay, let's get another. Sorry, I got another document here. So now we're going to go to the next document we got here, which is a temporary comment. That's the point here, is that Tectone cannot say these things, right? And cannot actually move against her publicly, right? So he can't defend himself. So a lot of people out there are saying, Tectone, defend yourself. Defend yourself. He can't. He can't do anything. He can't say anything, right? That's a big factor here as part of my analysis, is that Tectone can't fight back. Hello, Random Person 221 for €6 says, Miskiff, you docked Emmy and Asmund while putting your fake name Ronaldo out there. Yeah, there you go. I'm going to guess Miskiff's demon time is attributed to him being hit by a thrown plushie that ended up giving him PTSD, and demon time is a way to cope. Oh, yes, it's big time. Hold on. Where is it? Where is it?
You are coping and seething. You just can't accept what you're seeing.
Miskiff cannot accept the fact that he is being felted in the court of public opinion. The last document I have for you guys here today is this one, and this is an important one here. This is the motion to seal the records and move for a confidentiality order. So Pikachu moved to seal the records about herself, and I believe this might have been granted, but then there can be also motions to unseal this. So what we need to look for is, are there any documents that are going to come out that get unsealed? That would be very, very juicy. And why is she sealing these records? Potentially suspect. That's one that I was paying attention to here at the end of this. And that's one when I get into the analysis saying, we're going to need to see all the facts. Jen Griff as a new member. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And Miskiff the Docs accusing others of doxing. So Rich Ronaldo got some new fake names for us. Miskiff trying to do this in my analysis here. And once again, let me go back to my PP. I pulled my PP out again. And once again, it's not a micropeen. It's just right. Nobody's complaining about the size of my PPs. Let's go back here. Okay. This is why I am withholding my judgment, because I want to see more evidence. We need to consult all the evidence. We need to say, before we cancel Tectone, before we show Tectone, shove him in a box and you do whatever, put him in the box, shot the leaflet. We need to make sure we see this all. And Miskiff is clearly releasing these documents to take pressure off his case, which shows abusive communications. Intimate partner relationships are very personal and private. And honestly, it sucks to see this dragged through the court of public opinion. But you know what? We've now looked at this, and honestly, reviewing what I just reviewed today, I'm more sympathetic to Tectone. I'm sorry. Like, seeing what he went through and seeing factually that he went through like really like deep burn stuff, I'm more sympathetic to Tectone than before, having not read that. Josh X13 says, for 5, Miz doesn't realize there's an army of people watching Miz every move for the rest of his life. His public career is over. It's hard to end somebody, but he's definitely on his villain arc, and it's not helping him. It's not helping him, right? Not at all. Not at all. So that's my kind of take on that, guys, today. Thank you for being with me, and I'm sorry. I don't want to apologize for getting emotional, but thank you for supporting me on this. This is part 1. So there will be a part 2. There will be a part 3, when we get more evidence. But this is part 1. But in this situation, I'm not convinced right now that Tectone is some evil, horrible guy. Now, he may be civilly liable, and for that, he should pay the civil liability penalties, right? If he was found liable on that, pays the penalties. But that doesn't make him a criminal, doesn't make him an R word, it doesn't make him a groomer, right? And even Pikachu, this is the real thing. This is the real thing here. Even Pikachu said he's not a groomer. So if the girl who issued the temporary protective order said he is not a groomer, he did not groom me, what does that say? And what I will say to you guys is this: there's a lot of buyer's remorse in dating. When you date somebody, you can look back at the stuff you did and say, oh, I have buyer's remorse, right? And that sucks. And it sucks that in American law, some girl or man or whatever, your partner with buyer's remorse can come back and hit you with lawsuits, with penalties, with restraining orders a year after you dated, because they have buyer's remorse now on dating you, or maybe on sexual stuff they did with you, right? That sucks. That sucks. Because if they did that stuff consensually with you, like, why is that should be dragged through the court of public opinion? I don't see that. Lakari for 5. Lakari gets caught gooning. Misgrief goes demon time and Tectone drama. Massive day for the unemployed. We need some post-Nux clarity. Is there an appeals court for this? Well, I'm sure he can appeal it, and he can also challenge it in that court and try to bring that up. Yeah, it's definitely possible. Dire Measures for 5 says, thanks for covering this case with such an unbiased perspective. My pleasure. And thank you guys for helping me get back into the groove again. I guess you guys see now that like my depression is like legitimate regarding some of my streaming concerns, and getting back into this and trying to be the best streamer I can be for you guys. And thank you guys for being here for me, supporting me, giving me love, supporting the channel. The best thing you can do is like, comment, subscribe, share it out. Feel free to clip this, all the clippers out there on everything, kick clips, etc. I had an interview with Kick Clips, great interview. That's going out there. And my prayers, respect, and love are out there with all you guys. I freaking love you guys. And I'm going to be back as soon as I can, as soon as I have power and strength. Give me some time. I need some sleep, but I'll be back for the next one. Meanwhile, all my haters are going to be coping and seething.
You are coping and seething. You just can't believe what you're seeing. Yes, you're coping and seething. The truth it is all day, and